is pleased to bring you our feature presentation.
To return some videotapes. To return some videotapes. To return some videotapes. To return some videotapes. To return some videotapes.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Strange Glow Video. My name is Justin. With me is my colleague, co-host extraordinaire, cat friends, and all around good critters. It's Alec and Darwin.
And his chocolate starfish.
Yes, Darwin's winking his brown eye at you.
And the hot dog flavored water.
Yeah, Limp Biscuit there for you. Hey, so this month we've been doing this shit for 5 years. Started out as the Frog Bros podcast. If you're a newer listener or subscriber, either way, we appreciate you tuning in and checking it out. But yeah, 5 years, man. We started this shit during the height of the pandemic.
I think we're about a week early. We did it about April 7th, I think. But
Something like that, yeah.
Pretty wild.
Mm-hmm. Done a lot of cool shit in 5 years, man. Really, when you think about it.
Oh, yeah. That's the thing, we're sitting here hovering over 1,000 subscribers. We're not a huge channel or anything, but with what we've accomplished makes me happy in my personal life.
Yeah.
Things that we've got to do or things that I've always wanted to do and we wouldn't have gotten to do unless we tried and just DM'd a few random people at a chance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I think we've been pretty lucky with everything we've done so far, and obviously there's more to come. But, obviously if you've been listening for a long time, you notice we've kind of cleaned up the format a little bit, and we're not doing 3-hour shows anymore. Like when we first started out, man, we were doing like 2 movies a week and all kinds of other crazy stuff. It's interesting to look back on that. So,
well, I like some of those fun segments and stuff. It's just that it also required so much planning. When we first started that stuff, I wasn't working. We were both single. Like there was a lot of more free time going on and stuff. So,
well, yeah, a lot more free time. And then, it's really hard to do a show that long every week. And then we're able to get it edited and released. And so now that we're doing these live, it just streamlines the whole process and makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do miss doing some of the longer format stuff, but, I think talking movies is pretty digestible for everybody.
For sure. Speaking of movies, we're going back in time tonight.
So we did this movie, I think within that first year we did the show, because I remember I put the character from this in front of Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Yeah, that was early on. I don't think I was even living here yet.
No, I don't think you were, no.
I think we watched that and we were recording. We would call each other on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
And then each just record our own separate audio, and then I would put it together, and it would sound like we were in the same room.
Yeah, because we were doing real clean audio. Yeah, it was like we're in headphones for the phone call, and then recording into a microphone, and then joining those together later, which worked out really well for what it was.
Yeah, I mean, I never had to do much. Like on the first couple episodes, I was doing a lot of editing and stuff, but like by the more I would go on, I realized we didn't need to do so much of that. Just some basic editing here and there. Unless it was like, okay, well, I want to cut that specific thing out.
Yeah, if we got off the rails, and doing a live show, we've really honed in a lot of things, so we don't get off into too deep of tangents anymore. But
yeah, I don't know. Maybe we should talk about Rumpeltiltskin's wiener tonight and stuff like that to get back to the good old days, because we haven't been really filthy and deranged in a while.
Yeah, and I mean, well, we haven't really watched anything that really called for that,
Rumpelstiltskin does.
Yes, it does.
Rumpelforeskin. We'll get there, but there is a sex scene with him.
Yep. Which is fucked up when you think about it.
It is.
It's really probably the most fucked up thing in the whole movie.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the whole reason we got into this movie is as kids growing up, this was on HBO, Showtime, or Cinemax. I don't know. We had all of the channels at our house growing up. and it was a movie that I was watching, and then like you watched it with me, and then I would just fucking terrorize you and chase you down the hallway running like Rumpelstiltskin, where he does that little hunch running jog.
Yeah.
I still do that sometimes, just when I'm feeling like in a mood. I'm just like, oh, do the Rumpelstiltskin run.
Oh no,
You know?
I
It's a
definitely
lifestyle choice, I think.
I definitely hunch down like that and spook out Tatum from time to time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just got this one in the mail today, but it's a promotional VHS copy. It's pretty sick. It has a pre-order date, 8/13/96, street date, September 3rd, 96. It's a scream come true. I'll read you just a little insert here. A terrifying new shock fest from the creators of the enormously successful franchise hit Leprechaun. Screamers sell. And now Rumpelstiltskin is set to join the ranks of such durable renters as Friday the 13th, A Nightmare on Elm Street, Pumpkinhead, and Child's Play. I don't know about that. Special makeup effects created by Kevin Yeager, A Nightmare on Elm Street, Child's Play, Tales from the Crypt. Keep 'em screaming with POP, including theatrical posters and standees. Now, actually on eBay, there is a $700 Rumpelstiltskin theatrical or video store standee. I can't tell which. It's forever in my watch list until I like become enormously rich. If it's still there, believe me, I'm buying it up. But
Yeah.
so that's pretty cool. Which is pretty cool. Also, the DVD, which is one I bought on Amazon in like 2004 when it was
Mm-hmm.
5, 6, somewhere in there, mid 2000s, either way, for like $3. Then this DVD went up in price because this was the highest format you could get Rumpelstiltskin on till this year, which is insane to think about.
Yeah, and that's, people out there saying physical media is dead, and it's not. It's boutique now.
Absolutely. It's a collector's market.
Yeah, it's very boutique, and there's a lot of good boutique companies out there, and obviously small companies dealing with some challenges, but the same company that did this, TerrorVision, also just released the Monster Squad that I got the VHS copy of, because the VH copy of Monster Squad, vintage copy, can go for a few $100s very easily. And a lot of those, this was like a movie store rental specialty.
Yeah.
It bombed at the box office.
So these are the two VHS copies of Rumpelstiltskin next to each other. This one being the TerrorVision.
Interesting that they just mirrored the art.
And that it's colored so differently, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really a much higher contrast.
Much brighter.
Yeah.
So the original tape, so this is the promo VHS. It's not the regular release, but it just says promo copy, Rumpelstiltskin. Pretty
Nice.
sick. But this Rumpelstiltskin release, it was a surprise to me. As we were just talking about, we're not necessarily huge fans of how these cases open. Like, it's cool to be different, and that is a style.
Mhm.
But, however, it came in a purple fucking tape.
Yeah. Now, see, the Monster Squad, I think they sold a colored version of the tape. I didn't get the special edition. I just got the basic version. But really, for VHS, like, since I'm not displaying the tape just itself, and these cases are interesting because even for a colored tape, you can't see it at all. Like, just the way the case is. And yours is the same. Is that a Paramount Screams as well?
Yeah.
Or Paramount Scares, sorry. Which is cool that they're doing that.
I love it. And then we have, obviously, the 4K release. Did you end up picking up the standard edition of that, or?
I did not. What I did, I bought a digital version of that because when they re-released all this version, they released a 4K digital copy, and it was $5, and so I went ahead and bought the digital copy. Now I'm still thinking about getting the 4K Blu-ray, but
Well, I think you could still get this version too if you wanted. This version was only $45, so
Yeah.
I didn't think it was too terrible for that's the hard case box art,
yeah.
Which,
Oh, that's legit. Yeah.
yeah.
Love the coloring on that.
And then the slip is cool too because it's based on like the artwork that's in the fairy tale book in the movie, kind of the style.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And then on the back is different as well. It's very fun.
Nice.
It reminds me of like that scratch paper style stuff.
Yeah, scratch board paper. Yeah, that stuff's cool.
And then on the inside, it's just the regular
Classic
version
cover.
again.
Yeah.
But it is the mirrored version too,
Mhm.
which is interesting because that swaps his nose ring to the other side.
Yeah, that's so odd. I mean, I guess depending on what vibe you're going for, but yeah. I guess you'd have to really pay attention in the movie and see what's the accurate way based on
Yeah.
the nose ring, to your point.
Came with a postcard. Rumpelstiltskin
Oh, the
little thing.
little fairy tale.
Yeah, a little write up from TerraVision thing. They always send these out with their releases. I'm sure you got one.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
There is a 11 by 17 poster as well.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I can't wait to get that framed.
Yeah, I love little things like that because a movie like that, you know, isn't going to see a ton of posters. So to get something like that to be able to put up on the walls is real nice.
Essays about the film.
Oh, nice.
Nice, very nice little booklet. And then there's also an extra booklet that is actually still on my shelf. It doesn't fit in the case, unfortunately, but it did come with it with more essays and stuff like that. So plenty of materials for like a $45 release. They did an ultra deluxe version or whatever the hell it was called. I don't know. It came with like sunglasses and a bib and a shirt and some other stuff, but I didn't feel like I needed all that.
Didn't they do a soundtrack CD included in that version or something?
Actually, yes, the CD is included in this
Oh,
as
it is?
well.
Okay.
So I have the CD, the Blu-ray, and the 4K in there.
And I believe they have a vinyl version of the soundtrack as well. That's the cool thing about TerraVision right now is they're doing vinyl releases. There's a lot of soundtracks and things like that.
Mm-hmm. They do cassette tapes as well. So I have, they did an exclusive cassette, or well, I don't know how exclusive it was. I know you can buy it from them. I don't know if you can buy the cassette, but the Unsolved Mystery soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
But I bought a Dinosaur Dracula fun pack a few years ago. I've gotten a couple of them. Whenever he has extras, I try to snag one. And
Yeah.
it came with a exclusive TerraVision Unsolved Mysteries cassette tape. It's like blue or purple.
Nice.
Sick.
Yeah, I was looking there the other day for Monster Squad stuff because he's got the a vinyl version of the soundtrack on there and a cassette of that. I'm not sure if he's selling CDs or not, but I tracked a CD copy of the soundtrack down on eBay a couple of years ago, and mine is like a limited edition of 5,000 copies from that.
Huh.
And I want to say that's from around the time they first released some of those things because I think Mondo had done like a vinyl version release of the soundtrack as well. So
Yeah.
which Mondo stuff is fucking overpriced everywhere. Like, I mean, they're a good company. They do lots of clean work, but Jesus Christ, even their vinyl's just fucking more expensive than anyone else. It's insane.
Well, that's the thing. I got that today. I also released on my channel a Deep Blue Sea comparison video for the new Arrow Video 4K release of that. Came with a bunch of cool stuff too, as well as a poster, you know, a booklet, pretty similar to the Rumpelstiltskin set. But it's from Arrow, and again, that one was $35 or $45. I think it was $45 for the 4K. And I don't have a problem paying for that much if it's going to be a nice set with a bunch of extras. You know, people don't want that for every movie, but they usually do standard releases for stuff too. So if you just want the movie, you can get that.
Yeah, but I think it's tough because to get people to get the physical media, the extras really go a long way, but there are people on a budget. So, you know, like as much as I would like to say, oh, I'd always buy the special edition. I don't always do that, just depending on how the finances are at the time.
All right.
So I do appreciate that they're doing both versions on a lot of those.
Yeah. There's, I don't know, it's just weird. Like SLC Punk has never been on Blu-ray, but it had a 4K release, but only in a box set of 10 other 4Ks. Like, so you had to pay like $300 or some shit just to be able to get that one movie when it's like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah. And it's just one of those strange things. They're like, why is the formats so difficult there for this? But let's jump into Rumpelstiltskin, right? So kind of gave the background of that. You know, I used to scare the fuck out of you as a kid when we were watching this, and it was amazing. I just remember chasing you down the fucking hallway and you running and jumping in your bed and fucking being just terrorized.
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny then because our dad used to scare the fuck out of all of us too. So like everyone was always scaring everybody in our house. Someone would walk down the hallway and pop out of the fucking bathroom at you, pop out of the laundry room at you. Walking down that hallway was never a safe space.
No.
There's always some shenanigans going on.
We had Halloween masks too. So what's even better is
Mhm.
just putting one on and going. I would do this to mom all the time. She'd be doing laundry or something. I'd just sneak up behind her and wear it, and then like tap
Mhm.
her on the shoulder and not say anything, and just
Yeah.
turn around and just freak out.
hmm I used to love popping out of the bathroom to scare people, but after a while, you realize that the scare is much better if you don't even jump out at them and pop out at them. If they just walk by and they're like, "What the fuck was that?"
Yeah.
Yeah. But our love of horror movies, really, I mean, this probably traumatized you as a kid.
Yeah. Again, I don't remember. There's 2 traumatizing movies you showed me as a child, which
hmm
was Child's Play 2, I believe. It might even been 3. Which one? I'm pretty sure it was 3 now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, it's 3. Is that the one he gets chucked up in a fan at the end?
Yeah, at the military base, the
Yeah,
military
that's the
school.
3rd one,
Yep.
right?
hmm
Yeah. Okay, that's the one then. So it's either Child's Play 3 or Rumpelstiltskin was the first horror movie I ever witnessed, and then the other one was the second. So
Yeah, one or the other.
very young age.
But I mean, that trauma had been passed to me, and I unwittingly passed it to you because I didn't know any better.
You're not going to kiss me in the boat, are you, Dad?
Yeah. No, my dad scared the shit out of me with Nightmare on Elm Street. Like I saw that when I was probably 2 or 3, and I just remember having Freddy nightmares. Hell, I mean, up until I was in my early 30s and like was dealing with some just like trauma recovery, I'd still have the same Freddy Krueger nightmare as an adult as I did as a kid sometimes. And that was like fucked up to have that as an adult too. So,
Mine was Snow White. So
oh, really? Okay.
the evil lady from Snow White.
Yep.
When she looks all grimy.
Yeah.
See, in our original living room growing up, well, the one we grew mainly behind AMC and all that. So in our living room, there was a couch that was against the wall that sort of the kitchen and dining room were
Mhm.
behind level up. In my dream, though, I'm on this couch and there's a vent on that wall behind the couch that wasn't there, but it was in my dream. And she would be in there, walking
okay.
around and being like, come on in.
Hmm.
Try to like open it up and get me to come in there and shit. And I had that dream for like 20 years, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was like finally admitting like that there's trauma and realizing like what trauma you'd experienced and realizing like how that messes with you. Yeah, pretty wild. I got to tell you though, did not mean to fuck your life up with this, but here we go.
Yeah. Well, I later remembered that and I was making movies with one of my friends and we remade this movie. I don't have a copy of it or anything, but
Mm. It's good. So let's jump into story wise of this movie because it's apparently there's a whole trend in the 90s. People were talking shit on this movie, like, oh, it's one of the worst of the fairy tale horror movies. And I'm like, what the fuck are they talking about?
so good, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen the Snow White one, but I want to because Sigourney Weaver's in that one.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. Well, if this is like a whole rip off of that, I would like to go check it out. And some of the producers on this movie, I think, worked on Leprechaun and were in the process for working on Leprechaun 2. And
Well,
then this got greenlit, and then they went ahead and jumped over here and just took a producer credit on Leprechaun
so
2.
you may not know, but let's look at the thing here and tell me if you recognize any of these names. Produced by Joe Ruby and Ken Spears, creators of Scooby-Doo.
Interesting.
Yes. Written by Mark Jones and Joe Ruby. Written by the director and writer of the first Leprechaun. Also directed by him. But also written by Joe Ruby, creator of Scooby-Doo. The creator of Scooby-Doo helped write it, produced it.
That's pretty solid.
It's incredible.
A horror movie in the 90s based on a fairy tale that had that kind of talent working on it. Pretty fucking incredible.
Also, music by Charles Bernstein.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then we got Max Grodencheek, which is best
Leprechaun.
known for his role.
Rumpelstiltskin.
Well, yeah, as Rumpelstiltskin, but he's best known as playing Rom in Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
Yeah.
And so, like, he's clearly a solid
Actually-
actor.
It's interesting. It says here Star Trek Next Generation on the back.
I think
Did he do it in both?
it originated there, and I think in Deep Space Nine he had a lot more airtime.
Oh, okay. He was also in Barton Fink, it says. That's a decent
Yeah.
one if you've ever seen it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so clearly he's used to being in a lot of makeup, because if you know who Rom is from Star Trek, like, that is some intense makeup application.
Yeah.
So him being in here is pretty amazing. The only you always notice something new every time you watch a movie.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that I found slightly annoying, and it wasn't even annoying per se, but I noticed myself focusing on it, was the ADR for Rumpelstiltskin, because you can tell with some of those teeth, he's having a hard time saying his lines, and the dialogue is so clean, but the performance that they did for the ADR is really good. So I love his "fucketh me," all the nonsense he says.
Oh yeah. He's a legendary character, to be
Mhm.
honest. I can't imagine if we would have gotten, 2 sequels or something out of it at least. That'd have been
I think
so
to me
awesome.
that's the most disappointing thing, is there has not been a sequel.
They are
So-
making a new Rumpelstiltskin horror movie. I don't know if you see the trailer for it.
Oh, is it going to be in the vein of this, or is it just something new?
It's something new. It still looks a
Okay.
little spooky. It doesn't look entirely terrible, but I think the new, like, it's very interesting to me. We have these sort of eras of horror,
Mm-hmm.
like in the 90s, before Scream changed everything. The remnants of slashers was still going on,
Yeah.
Like Freddy's Dead was coming out. The Child's Play was going strong.
Yeah.
Hellraiser was direct to video, so was Leprechaun. And they were doing these fairy tale ones that we were just talking about, like Snow White
Mhm.
and Rumpelstiltskin and everything. And now we're kind of seeing another era of that with the Winnie the Pooh and Peter Pan movies. It's kind
Yeah.
of reminiscent of this to me.
Public domain, but like low budget, but not, you know what I mean? For what the low budget was, I mean, there's a lot of action and effect shots in Rumpelstiltskin. And so some of these other movies like that, to your point, are the same way.
Again, this is, aside from Terminator 2, this is the best Terminator sequel.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's basically Terminator 2, Terminator 3 plot, because you get the whole, you get the motorcycle, which I love how he calls it a horseless steed or whatever else.
Well, I mean, even before you get that, let's just
Yeah.
go basic with the plot. He's after a child.
Yes.
He's displaced in time.
Uh-huh. Yep.
The baby's name is John. Baby John.
Yep. Exactly.
And then you get the sunglasses on the motorcycle,
Uh-huh.
the tractor trailer, and
The tractor
The ex-
trailer that explodes into a fireball later on. He
And the ex-
burns. Yeah.
when he comes out of there, it is another Terminator scene.
Mhm.
Just burnt to a crisp, and Jude's just like
Yeah.
peeling the ash off his
Peels
face.
the ash off his face. Yeah.
So gnarly too.
And is ruthlessly just killing people in the way.
It's very amusing. And what's her friend? Her friend is played by somebody who I've seen in other stuff.
Yeah. So
her
her
name?
friend's name, the character's name is Hildy. And that's Alice Beasley, who's the performer, the actor.
I've seen her in something else. I just don't know exactly what, but she's in some other things.
Oh, she's in
Um,
Silent Night, Deadly Night 4.
That's cool. I've definitely seen that.
Legally Blonde. Loaded Weapon 1. Loaded Weapon was the Lethal Weapon spoof movies with Emilio Estevez. Yeah, so some interesting roles there. Stuart Little is probably where you recognize her from, though.
Let me see here.
She's on an episode of Alf.
There you go. That's it.
Yep.
Margaret. Okay.
Yep. Oh, she does a voice on Extreme Ghostbusters.
I see that.
Damn, that's pretty cool. Very nice.
I love that. Extreme Ghostbusters, Alf. I mean, the only thing she's missing is Twin Peaks. And she's in everything.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
She also announced the safety video during the Simpsons ride at Universal Studios.
Yeah, so the cast in this is pretty good. I
And
would say Max is amazing as Rumpelstiltskin.
Huey Lewis as himself.
Yeah. Basically.
I don't know who that guy is, but yeah, that's the vibe he gives.
Yeah, that's Max Bergman, and that's Tommy Blaze as Max Bergman. And I didn't even see like an IMDb, or he doesn't even have his own wiki page. I'm sure if I go to his IMDb, he'll have more information on there. But
Tommy Blaze. It's just
Yeah.
bringing up Tommy Hilfiger, Blazers.
mhm.
That sounds like a porn name or something too. Like,
Yeah. All right, let's check out his page here.
what do we got?
He's actually done a decent amount of writing, looks like 22 writing credits, producer credits, 13 acting credits.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I was doing I reviewed Leprechaun 3 recently, the VHS on my channel, and the guy who played the main kid who transforms into a leprechaun,
Mm-hmm.
he's like a writer now and writes like a bunch of big movies, like huge blockbusters and shit.
That's
It's like
awesome.
just out of nowhere.
Yeah, I was hoping you're gonna talk about the Terminator 2 vibes, because it literally just gives us this whole thing. And then the desert, and then they're hiding out in an abandoned building. Okay, that's the gas station they're hiding out in. It's like everything, like plot for plot. Like, what can we do? Terminator 2 times Rumpelstiltskin story. Now, the plot holes in this movie are fucking nuts. Because if you know the Rumpelstiltskin fairy tale, she has to ask Rumpelstiltskin to turn the straw into gold. And then she agrees to do that, or he agrees to do that, and she agrees on the trading the baby for it. What this movie doesn't ever do is, since he's in a rock form, she never agrees to this trade. She never agrees to this. So it's implied, since she's a miller's daughter, that like that bargain is held up.
Yeah.
Because her friend's like, "Oh, that's your maiden name. That's so weird."
It's interesting.
All the cops dying in there. It's like watching Terminator 1, where all the cops are just getting fucking mowed down.
Yeah.
Even at the beginning,
He'll live.
And then like the guy that plays, I need to see what else he's done as her husband. Jay Pickett as Russell Stewart. He kind of had like that creepy ass porn star like look in that movie. Like, if you're gonna do a fucking police porn parody, like that's kind of how he looked.
Gay police porn.
Yes, for sure.
How far
he
do you
was in-
think you can fit this baton down your throat?
He was in a Ted Bundy movie,
Which one?
Legacy of Evil, from 2009.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, so he's had roles up through 2021, not a lot of films, and a decent amount of television, but hasn't done anything recently since 2021, it looks like. But yeah, no other real noteworthy movie titles for him that I'm seeing here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad they killed him off, though, because he was annoying. But then he comes back, and then that's when it gets real SAE, because, I mean, I'm assuming that's Rumpelstiltskin that is just impersonating her husband,
Yeah.
because that's how he finds her in the shower later. I gave you what you wanted. And that's the first thing he's looking for, the baby.
How'd you like my Rumpelstiltskin?
in the shower. She sees him. Why don't you join me? And she goes to open the shower door, and the little troll guy's in there. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
I mean, I think as a kid, that's one of the scarier scenes because you're not expecting that. You're like, you see this person's shadow, and she opens the shower, and then like, oh, there's this guy.
Or him in the closet. That shot of him in the closet, bro.
Is fucking perfect because she doesn't even notice him. His face is just there. I'm like, holy shit. Like, it just seems like something that they're shooting that scene, and, you know, because they have the window open right before that.
Yeah.
And, you know, she puts the dog outside because the dog's wagging out, and you see the curtain blowing in the living room there or whatever. And she gets the bedding out and just ignores him. It's like one of those great scare moments because, like, the average, like, I'm not scared of that as an adult, but if you're a kid and you see that, you're like, what the hell? You know, like
Right.
that's scary for people that aren't used to being scared yet.
That's the thing. The design of Rumpelstiltskin is just so good.
Well, that's what pisses me off the most is how good the design was that they didn't do more.
It
Like
is flawless. Yeah.
I mean, doesn't even the ending show like that someone else finds a thing a couple of years later and
Yeah.
gives it to another mom with a baby? So, like, come on, guys, what are you doing? Yeah.
That's where I'm at with it. Give me more.
Oh, back to the Terminator 2 vibes. So even with the little go-kart that he's driving is totally the dirt bike that he's using.
Oh yeah.
Totally the dirt bike, you know, because it's like, oh, overpowered vehicle. And he's like, oh, they tricked me. And you're just like, yes. I love how he talks because, like, and then he just genuinely seems impressed by modern technology.
I love it.
When he sees the big truck that he steals, he's like, oh, this must have been the craft work of many blacksmiths or something. And you're like, that's such great dialogue. It's so cheesy.
It's great when he gets in there and he just understands how it works too.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. You're like, you don't even have to think that he knows how to drive a motorcycle. Then he knows how to drive a truck.
Yeah. And he crashes that motorcycle too, which is hilarious.
Yeah, she runs into the water fountain and then, or the fire hydrant, and then he comes blazing around the corner and eats shit on it.
It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
Diving out the window and shit.
And the thing is, like, as a villain, like, he looks very scary, but the performance is like he seems like very modest in many of the things he's saying in his observations.
Yeah.
You know, like he's like someone you'd hang out with. You're like, okay, yeah, I you know, I'd want to know what this guy's worldview's like. Because he's in there, like, just admiring the craftsmanship of the vehicles, the motorcycles, everything else, modern technology. Talks about the number of horses in the truck, you know. I'm like, okay, this guy just wants to see the new world, man. Totally get it.
Yeah, if you were the baby or the mother of a baby, we have a chill guy to invite over for dinner.
Well, one of the best lines in the whole fucking thing is like, just give me the baby. You can make another one. She didn't even say have another one. He's like, you can make another one. And I'm just like, fuck, man, he's got a point.
Fork it over, lady.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that was pretty classic in there. But, like, yeah, to me, the biggest plot hole in this movie is that she does not agree to that. So she makes this wish, and then they're like, oh, you're cursed for 1,000 years.
Damn.
And less.
You got a 3D printer now, huh?
Uh-huh.
We need to design a 3D printed Rumpelstiltskin statue or whatever.
Yeah.
I need one of those. No one's made one.
That'd be good.
Sick.
I have a 3, or not a 3, well, it was probably 3D printed and then cast in resin, but I have a Trontor figurine from Ernest Scared Stupid.
Sick.
Yeah, so a Rumpelstiltskin would be a great call there.
Well, like, just like the statue, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Be so sick.
Yeah, I don't know how big the printer bed is, but I bet we could pull it off even if you had to cut it up into 4 pieces. So that was a real fun movie to watch.
Yes.
Like, I always remember, like, the first third of that movie really well because I don't watch it all the time. And then I'm always pleasantly surprised. What's that?
Oh, sorry. My thing was lagging for a minute.
Oh, I said I always remember, like, the first third of this movie pretty well. And then, like, I always forget about Max coming into the scene after Hildy dies, like, because they kill her off super fast.
Yeah.
And I'm always pleasantly surprised because this isn't a movie I watch all the time. It's a movie I throw on occasion. And it's such a fun, silly movie as soon as you get into it.
Yeah. There's something very complete about it. Seems very happy with it.
Yeah.
Other than that,
Yeah. So we're 5 years into this thing now.
Yeah.
I'm sure we got another 5 in us if we want to keep going, which I don't see any reason to slow down now.
nope.
Full transparency, we're hoping to review Death of a Unicorn this week, but you were sick and then I just didn't get a chance to go see it. So
Yeah. I've heard mixed things, but like I'm still interested.
yeah, casting on it's interesting enough to me. So that alone will get my cost of admission to go. But I'm still trying to figure out when the hell I'm going to see it because Minecraft comes out this weekend, and I think my boys are going to want to go see that. So,
Oh yeah, that's a bummer.
yeah,
I mean, nice for them. Sucks to be you though.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm thinking.
That looks like utter trash. But maybe they'll enjoy it. So,
well, that's who it's aimed for, man. And like they still
Right.
play Minecraft and everything else. So for me, that's my thing. It's like, I'll probably take them to that.
It's not inherently that I have an issue with Minecraft. I just think they put like Jack Black in it and shit, and I'm just like, okay, again.
The casting to that is real bizarre compared to like all the books they have that go with the story and everything else that you know about Minecraft. So you're just like a real weird angle.
Yeah.
And like, and I don't have Jack Black is one of those people that there's a few roles I like him in. Lots of times he annoys the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
So
That's
I personally think he's overrated. Like he's fucking amazing in The Cable Guy. Real good fucking side character in that. Does a real good job with that role. But
he's good in High Fidelity. He's good in Biodome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. School of Rock, I think, is one of his better movies that he's listed as a starring role in.
That's definitely his best movie for me, like his starring role.
But Be Kind, Rewind is a fun movie.
That's one of those ones again. I think like the first two acts are great. The third act is all of a sudden like it switches it in a different direction. And that direction isn't bad, but it just doesn't match.
The vibe changes too much for it to be like a whole cohesive film. Yeah.
Yeah, if that had been the vibe of the whole movie, it would lend itself better to that because it makes that part disappointing. And that part is good, but it's
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you there. So yeah, I'll probably be having to go see the Minecraft movie. Not at the top of my list, but it's time with the kids, and the more movies I can get them to watch, the better. So
yeah.
Although I watched that and Pete noticed that Jack Black was in it. He's like, Jack Black. He's like, isn't he in Mario too? I was like, yes, he was the voice of Bowser. So somebody that's not paying attention to like a lot of names like that kind of picked up on that. I was like, okay, cool.
I remember Jack Black is an internet name though too. Like,
yeah,
he's all over the fucking internet. Yeah.
Yeah, well, like, and that's internet culture for kids these days, right? You know, movies supplement their YouTube habit, which is, it's just how it is these days. That's just what's going on.
Well, it's been like that for 15 years for some kids too. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah,
like there's people who are 25 who were never into movies hardly. So I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Or even like regular TV shows, there's like this whole thing. I mean, I like the balance of having all of it, but I just enjoy media entertainment. So,
yeah.
But I get it. Everyone's got what they love.
Yeah, I'm pretty much not on TikTok these days, but I stick to YouTube. There's lots of podcasts and long form content I enjoy on there. So,
yeah, I mean, most of the stuff I will watch is going to be a YouTube stuff, TikTok, we still have our TikTok channel, but we haven't posted on there forever, and we still have people like randomly following us from old videos.
Yeah.
But with TikTok, I was like, why put effort into something that may get banned and you may have to like have someone buy it out? You don't know the future of it. Like seems like a questionable amount of energy being put into something that we still don't know what the hell's going to happen with.
Yeah.
So have you picked up any collectibles lately? Just anything else besides Rumpeltiltskin come in the mail?
The Deep Blue Sea, both copies of those Rumpelstiltskin VHS this week. I did a little shopping trip with my girlfriend last week. I got the Ghostbusters trade paperback back in town.
Oh, nice.
And a Sleepaway Camp box set, a couple VHSs, 1986's Trick or Treat on DVD.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't been doing much. I've been doing like, and if you've been watching, I did that custom Ghostbusters diorama of the firehouse basement. I got the last part in for my custom Callie figure today. I'm using a Captain Marvel head. So I'm repainting that to be Callie's head, painting and using a body of an extra Lucky I picked up. So I'll have a custom Callie here pretty quick, and then
I was about to say that's the thing. She was in the MCU, but I don't think they made a first action figure for her character, and even if they did, it looks nothing like her. So,
well, they made a Proxima Midnight figure for sure, but they did not. It does not look like her because she's wearing like that mask and everything. So
mask, hair is all different.
Yeah. Someone had suggested online. They're like, yeah, the Captain Marvel figures look pretty close, and I'm like, in this scale, with this, you got to get the right haircut version of that because there's like 4 or 5 Captain Marvel figures out there.
Mm-hmm.
But I got the one with the right haircut, so I was like, I don't need all the extras. The one I got, it's like partially translucent, so I think it's supposed to be from Endgame. And it was like a Walmart exclusive, but I got the other head, so I can still display the Captain Marvel figure. So I was like, well, that's cool. And then I got the Born to Rock Alf, so I haven't opened this one up out of the package yet, but it's got nice accessories, so I'm going to take this one out of the package and probably redo my Alf shelf.
Nice.
Yeah, but I've been sizing down some of the collectibles and just trying to refocus on what I actually want to have on display.
Yeah.
Because I redid a couple of my cases. Like I redid the top shelf in this one here recently, and then my Ghostbuster shelf and just other things. It's like, yeah, I've got so many things. If I can't display it, I don't know how long I want to keep a hold of it. So,
yeah,
and get more physical media too, because I'd kind of stopped on that for a little bit. I never 100% stopped. There'd always be things I'd pick up, but I'm more back into that now. It's just nice having it.
Well, yeah, for a while there, I was pretty much buying only VHS. So now, and I obviously 6 months ago or so started buying 4K. So
yeah, my 4K collection,
Blu-rays, DVDs.
Yeah, and for a while it was like, okay, do I want to buy this? And right now I'm at a spot where like, if it's a classic and they're putting extra stuff on there for a 4K release, it's new. Yeah, I'm into it. If it's something just getting released, yeah. But it's also about the value. Like certain movies I don't need the 4K for. It's not going to make that big of a difference. Like I don't have that nice of a TV that's going to really drastically change things for me. So
yeah, also like Dogma's coming out in 4K this year. If it's cheap enough, I'll get it just because the Blu-ray was out of print and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, the Blu-ray being out of print, it'll make that one worth it. I'll get that just because I don't have a modern copy of it, right?
Yeah, I have the VHS and DVD only.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I have one or the other, and I know at one point in time I think I've got a DVD at Dogma. I don't think I have my VHS anymore. I was an asshole back in the day, and like for a while when I was getting movies on DVD that I had on VHS, I was going through and kind of reselling or, getting rid of the VHS for, which is dumb in hindsight, but who knew that years later it'd be a format that's worthwhile and nostalgic. So
yeah, well, I mean, there were a couple of tapes you kept, some Ghostbusters tapes and shit. So
Yeah, I mean, I've got a handful of tapes that I still have, I've always had. So
I've got a handful left over from childhood too, like Batman '89's around here somewhere, I think, with the
Yeah, right.
handwritten felt tip red on the bottom of it. You know.
Yeah, because the side sticker fell off.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, so it's a good year. I mean, I think for collecting, there's tons of boutique movies and collectible items out there.
Nightmare on Elm Street's coming this year to 4K, the whole series, so that's going to be the big one.
That'll be a big release because I haven't done that. And I don't even have all those right now. I mean, I just have the original.
I have the DVD set.
Okay.
And then I never bought those on Blu-ray, so I'll buy the 4K.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm going to try to get the Shout Factory Friday the 13th Blu-ray set this year. They have them on 4K. I don't need it on a 4K.
Yeah.
That's the most complete set with all the extra versions of the films and stuff is already on that. So that's good enough for me. It's $130 new.
Okay.
It's like 10 films, so maybe even 11. Might even come with Freddy versus Jason. I'm not sure.
That'd be a good piece to collect. Yeah. I mean, that's the big thing that I'm really kind of into is like the nice collector's edition stuff and then the box sets of things that I don't have already.
Yeah.
So, I mean, because they really make it worth your investment. Like Alf, I'd only ever had season 1 on DVD. And so when the Shout Factory did their release, it was a no-brainer for me to pick that up. So I'm glad I've got that one now.
Well, my signal's turning shit. I'm guessing.
I guess we can wind this thing down then. Yeah, I see
it's
you
raining and storming out here now.
Yeah, you keep freezing on me. We're supposed to have severe weather here all night. But yeah, let's wrap this thing up. And then next week we'll come back and we'll see you next Monday or Tuesday.
All right.
Holy shit. Hang on. You there?
Yeah.
Val Kilmer's dead.